Hey everyone, and welcome back to English with Tom and Julia. This is the place where we talk about learning English in the most natural, simple, and human way possible. No stress, no grammar drills, just real conversations that help you grow.
Exactly. Whether you're listening from your morning commute or winding down at night, we're here to remind you. Learning English doesn't have to feel like homework. It can feel like connection.
I love that. Connection. Because really, that's what language is about. Understanding and being understood.
Yes, and that's a perfect lead-in to today's topic. The simplest way to understand English that anyone can do.
You know, Julia, I've heard so many learners say, I can read English words, but I can't really understand them.
Oh yes, I hear that all the time too. It's like, you know the vocabulary, but when you hear it in real life, it suddenly feels like another language again.
Exactly. And that's why today we're not talking about fancy grammar or memorizing idioms. We're talking about understanding, the kind that anyone can practice every day.
Right. Because understanding English isn't just about words. It's about how you listen, how you think, and what you focus on when you read or hear something.
So today, we'll share a few mindset shifts, a simple listening trick, and one daily habit that can completely change how you understand English.
And it's something you can start doing today. No apps, no courses, no big budget. Just a small change in how you approach English. So, Tom, I know you've taught hundreds of students over the years. Do you remember a moment when someone had that aha breakthrough, where suddenly English started making sense?
Oh, definitely. There's one student I'll never forget. Her name was Aya from Japan. When she started, she knew lots of vocabulary. She could read articles and answer tests. But whenever we had a conversation, she would freeze.
Right, that's so common. You know the words, but they don't come to you naturally.
Exactly. So one day, I told her to forget about understanding every word. Instead, I said, just try to feel the meaning. She looked confused at first, but I explained. When you listen to someone speak English, don't translate every word into your language. Just imagine the scene in your mind. Let the feeling guide you.
That's beautiful. Feel the meaning.
Yeah. So we watched this short video, a simple one, about a guy missing his bus and meeting an old friend. I asked her not to translate, just see the story in her head. Afterward, she said something like, Tom, I didn't understand all the words, but I understood the story. I felt it.
That's it. That's the magic moment.
It really is. Because understanding isn't about knowing 100% of the words. It's about getting the message.
You know, I think one reason people struggle is because school taught us that understanding means getting the right answer.
Yes, we were trained to pass tests, not to connect.
Exactly. So when people read in English, they panic if they don't know one word. They stop, open the dictionary, and boom, the whole flow is gone.
I've done that in other languages too. It's like trying to enjoy a movie, but pausing every 10 seconds to check subtitles.
Yes, you lose the story.
So, the first mindset shift we want listeners to remember is this. You don't need to understand every word to understand the meaning.
That's a big one, because your brain is smarter than you think. Even when you miss words, it's picking up tone, rhythm, emotion, all the signals that help you understand the message.
Exactly. Our brains are pattern detectors. When you let go of perfection, you start noticing how words connect, not just what they mean.
You know, though, some people might say, but Julia, how can I learn if I skip words I don't understand?
True, that's a fair question.
For me, I think the key is balance. Don't ignore words forever, but don't interrupt your understanding just to chase one unknown word.
I agree, but I'll add something. Sometimes, I actually want my students to skip words intentionally.
Interesting. Why?
Because when you skip a word and still get the meaning, you're training your brain to tolerate uncertainty. And that's a superpower in language learning.
That's good. So instead of fearing, I don't know this word, you're saying, I can still understand the message without it.
Exactly. Because real conversations are messy. People mumble, use slang, mix accents. You can't pause life to check a dictionary.
Oh, I wish we could sometimes.
Me too. But if you can stay calm and focus on context, you'll understand more than you think.
Let's talk about that, the context trick. Because this, I think, is the simplest way anyone can start understanding English more naturally.
Absolutely. Here's how it works. When you hear or read something in English, don't zoom in on the words, zoom out. Ask yourself, what's happening in this situation? What's the emotion? What might come next?
Right. For example, if someone says, "Oh no, I forgot my umbrella again," you don't need to know every word. You can feel. They're frustrated. It's probably raining.
Exactly. You already understand the story.
So, here's a mini exercise for our listeners. Next time you watch a short English video or read a short paragraph, try this. Read or listen once without stopping. Then ask yourself, what's the main feeling here? That's it. Don't translate, don't overthink. Just feel it.
Yes. And if you do that every day for even 5 minutes, you'll notice something amazing. Your brain will start understanding faster without you forcing it.
You know what, Tom? I actually did something similar when I was learning Spanish years ago.
Oh, really? Tell me.
Yeah, I was living in Barcelona and I used to read children's books in Spanish. At first, I didn't understand everything, but the pictures helped. So I'd look at the story, not the words. After a few weeks, I realized I could feel what the sentences meant before I even translated them.
That's perfect. That's exactly how babies learn languages, by connecting meaning to experience, not to vocabulary lists.
Yes. So if you're listening today and thinking, but I'm not a child, don't worry. This still works for adults. Just choose simple, interesting English, like comics, short YouTube videos, or podcast clips.
Right. It's not about being advanced. It's about being consistent. Even 10 minutes of feeling the language a day is better than an hour of mechanical studying once a week.
Okay, let's give our listeners a clear takeaway they can use today.
Sure. Here's the simplest version. Step 1. Choose something short and interesting in English. A video, article, or short story. Step 2. Read or listen once without stopping. Step 3. Ask yourself, what's the feeling? What's the main idea? Step 4. Only after that, check 2 or 3 new words. No more.
Perfect. That way you're training both understanding and vocabulary, but without losing flow.
Exactly. You're teaching your brain to see the forest before the trees.
I love that metaphor. Because when you focus on the forest, the big picture, the trees start to make sense naturally over time.
That's right. And understanding English isn't about climbing a wall. It's about walking through a forest, noticing patterns, sounds, emotions.
You know, I think the real reason this approach works is because it removes pressure.
Yes, when you stop judging yourself for not knowing everything, you open space to actually learn.
And that's what we want for everyone listening, to enjoy English, not fear it.
Exactly. Understanding grows from curiosity, not control.
Beautifully said. So next time you read or listen to English, remember, you don't have to get it all right. Just get the message. Feel it. Trust your brain.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode. The simplest way to understand English that anyone can do.
We hope this conversation inspired you to relax a little in your English learning. Try the context trick today. Maybe with your favorite song, a short video, or even this podcast.
Yes, listen once without translating. Just see what you feel. You'll be surprised how much you understand.
If you enjoyed today's episode, share it with a friend who's also learning English. Sometimes the best way to learn is to learn together.
And don't forget to join us next time. We'll talk about the secret of thinking in English. Another small but powerful shift you can make.
Until then, take care, stay curious,
And keep learning with heart.